name's Kim Lackey. I'm the Director of Student Activities, and I'm also work with the Student Government Association, and they asked me to just introduce Shania. And so I guess I want to tell a little story about Shania, just real briefly. So I get this call from the library a couple of years ago, I guess.
2 years ago.
There's somebody up here handing out little slips of paper that says, "Vote for me for vice president. Do you know who this is?" And I'm like, "No, they've not spoken to me. I don't know who that is." And they said, "Well, she's up here now." I said, "Okay, well, I'll come up." And I just missed you somehow. I missed you. And I came up, and sure enough, there's these little things that say, "Vote for Shania." And Shania hadn't come and talked with me. We have a little bit of a process to run for office. But I was like, you know what? I really love whoever this is, because this girl has initiative and she has a lot of confidence. So I asked her, I said, the next time you see her, I said, please have her come talk to me. And so she came in with what I thought was her boyfriend, right? Turns out it's her twin brother, so that was pretty awful.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I said to her, I said, it's not no. I said, it's just not yet. I said, there's some process you have to go through. I said, and she's been a part of student government for about 1.5 years now, right? And we've had lots of great times and sessions in my office. So anyway, that's Shania. She's just, whatever she sets her mind to, she's going to make that happen. So, Shania, it's all you.
Okay. So, hello. My name is Shania Hamid. And I just kind of want to talk to you about what it was like not really transferring, but moving to the United States. So I grew up in Trinidad and Tobago, and it's these tiny little islands you see right over here. So I grew up there for the first 18 years of my life, and I moved here almost exactly 2 years ago. I moved in November 2017. So I've been here for 2 years. I used to vacation here during the summers, and I have family here. So it was pretty much just coming back and forth. And I always knew I wanted to do college here, and I was going to eventually move here. But some things happened in my life, and I just kind of found people back home, and I started anchoring myself there. But eventually I had to make the move. So I'm here now, and I love it, but I miss home as well. And this is Trinidad. It's really, really tiny. As you can see, if I zoom out, it's super, oh wow, that's really small. Yeah, so it's that little island over there. And there's a twin island called Tobago, and you can't really see it, but he's right over here. It's just a little, basically our sister island. And Tobago is pretty much the tourist destination. So we have all the beautiful beaches, all the beautiful houses, everything is just all tourist guided. And Trinidad is basically the industrial, just fast functioning area of the country. So I grew up there, I did high school there, I graduated, and then I moved to here. So moving here, has anyone ever, has anyone ever moved to Lenoir, or have you been here all your life? Where are you guys from? Charlotte. Okay. Okay.
Newberry, South Carolina.
And is it different? Do you feel a big difference? So yeah, I did too. I came here kind of being skeptical. This college was one of the first places I came to. I really anchored myself here. I walked into student services, and they were absolutely kind to me. And I was kind of fearful, I was like, I don't know what I'm walking myself into. I've vacationed here, but I've never really lived here full time. So it was a bit of a scare to me. But I came, and I absolutely loved it. I got to meet the most amazing people I've ever met. I've got opportunities here that I never thought I would have had. And I pretty much really, really love it. So Trinidad. Have you ever heard anything about Trinidad? Do you know where it is? Anyone? It's basically the last island on the Caribbean chain. So you've got the Caribbean Sea over here, you've got all of the islands, and you've got Trinidad at the end. This is Venezuela, and this is all of South America and everything. And fun fact, we're actually closer to Venezuela than we are to our sister island, Tobago. So if I walk to the edge of Trinidad, I can basically see Venezuela from right across. It's like there's a bit of ocean, but you can see it. So we're pretty close to there. We're really influenced by everyone that's really been in the country. So going back through history, we've had several different people really anchor themselves in Trinidad. So we had a lot of people. We've got like the Indians, we got African slaves, we had Chinese, we had Lebanon, we had Dutch, everything. So Trinidad is really diverse. I grew up, I don't know if what you would like categorize me as, but just look first, like straight off looking at me, what do you think my ethnicity is, or like where I came from? Anyone? It's okay, I'm not gonna be like judgmental or anything, but anyone, your first like opinion, what do you think?
I thought I'm definitely from South America.
Yeah, so we're really close, and a lot of people like, there's a lot of Indian culture there. There's a lot of Asians, there's a lot of South American influence in the food and the people and the language. Like Miss Kim's heard me talk to my brother, and you'd think I talk perfect like American accent, and it's something like I've learned throughout the time being here and I picked up on, but I do still have my Trinidadian accent, and sometimes I cannot do it for y'all. I can't. I've programmed myself not to do it, but but when I'm talking to my family and my brother, and it's just like, it's like a little slice of home that I carry with me still, to just keep that with me. But yeah, so it's been a challenge really like transitioning over here. I've had so much things happen in my life in the past 2 years. I came with my mom and my brother, and my dad stayed back home to work and just kind of get us on our feet first of all. And last year this time, he was diagnosed with cancer, so my mom went back home to help with him and to help with treatment and everything. So it's been pretty hard, but I've got people here who've supported me through thick and thin and who's been with me. So I'm really grateful to that and for all these people that I have here with me. But yeah, so I don't want to give you the impression that Trinidad is just this beautiful island that no one, would ever leave. Because I'm going to show you some pictures. Like this is our beaches. I was showing them earlier. This is one of the beaches in Trinidad, and this is called Maracas Beach. It's one of the bigger, more well-known beaches because we've got like all the food stalls and everything there. And two of the biggest things back home to eat, it's called doubles, and it's bacon shark. So it's like bacon shark. So it's like shark and like fried, no, bake, like fried bread, and like shark, not bacon shark, but yeah, it's bake and shark.
I like bacon cake.
Yeah, but yeah, it's bacon shark and doubles. So doubles are basically this other like fried dough, and there's curried chickpeas inside of it. So those are the two main stalls that you see over there. And then you have Pigeon Point, Tobago. Now, this is my favorite beach by far. I absolutely love it. We were talking about it. I call this one the glitter sand because it's just beautiful and glistening, and it's amazing. And you think, I grew up on an island. Why would I come to Lenoir of all places? I've got that question several times before, but Trinidad isn't perfect, like anywhere else. There's a lot of turmoil happening in Trinidad. There's a lot of stuff going on with like the politics and government and just the people. There's a lot of unrest. There's a lot of gang activity in the past 3 years. Like I even had some encounters with things happening, and it wasn't exactly being safe anymore. And I didn't want to put myself in that environment. My parents didn't want to put us in that environment anymore. So we had the opportunity, thankfully, to come here and to, have a better life and to do good, So it's not been an easy journey at all, but it's one that I'm happy I made because like I have friends that I grew up all throughout childhood with. I've got a boyfriend back home, and it's not exactly easy, So it's really, really hard, but it's something that I know I'm doing for me and for my family. So I'm just proud of that, and I'm proud of where I came from and who I am, and I just pretty much love it.
Maya, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Can you tell us, could anybody from Trinidad come here and come to Caldwell Community College?
I would say it's not an easy process. Like getting your visa isn't really an easy process. Traveling over isn't really all that easy. Like especially right now with a lot of like travel stuff happening, but yeah, it's pretty much not that easy of an opportunity. I was fortunate enough to have it at a very, very young age. The first time I traveled to the States, I was like 6 months old. So I didn't even know where this was. I didn't even really know anything, but my parents had the opportunity. My dad's brother lives here. Like most of my dad's family is from here or lives here.
With Caldwell Community College.
Ironically enough, the first person to come to the United States 40-something years ago was my uncle, my great uncle, my grandmother's brother. And he actually taught here. He taught in the radiology program. His name is Siraj Sitaram. Yeah, he taught here years ago, and he was the first one to come over here. And all his brothers, he was the oldest brother, so all his brothers and sisters and everyone just came down with him. And it just kind of brought everyone down here, basically. And my mom and my brother and I and my dad was kind of the last few of my mom's side of the family to really stay back here. And a lot of my dad's family is from here, his brothers, and only one of his sisters and his mom was living back home. But yeah, so we made the move. And I know people ask me all the time, like, why Caldwell County of all places? But it was really just because of my uncle. He started himself here, then he went to Chapel Hill, and now he lives in Florida. He's a cardiologist over there. So yeah, it's been a wild ride, to be honest. But I'm happy I'm here. Initially I thought, I'm coming to the United States. I don't want to go to a community college. I was like, I want to go, in the big leagues. And I'm so happy and I'm so fortunate to have come here first. I've met people. I've had so much opportunities. Like, I'm seeing a list of teachers here. I'm seeing my ambassador's advisor. I'm seeing SGA advisor. I'm seeing someone from the library that I used to work with for work study. I'm seeing all the people here that I've made relationships with and been a part of something great with. And I'm so fortunate to have done that here, because I think back to it, and I remember telling Miss Kim, I was like, I didn't want to be here, and I came here and I just loved it. I got so many opportunities to get myself, ahead and to do great things and just to be a really good person. And it was a very nice place for me to just acclimate to United States, It was something that I was familiar with, but also not really, too familiar with. But it was just a really great starting point. And I'm so thankful to have come to this school and to have met these people, because they've truly just changed my life.
Hey, Shania, can you tell the group, what do you wish you knew your first week on campus? Is there anything that you wish you knew?
I wish I knew people were this welcoming. Like, one of the things that have struck me the most about coming to the school is how welcoming all the staff is. Like, everyone is so happy to meet you. They're happy to help. They're just really happy to see you. And it's not something that I thought I would have walked myself into. And I'm so, so happy that I know that now, because I was here for like a year and I took classes and I just went back home. And I was like, there's nothing to do on campus. And now I'm introduced to this whole world of so many things to do. And I'm like, now I don't even have time. But I wish I knew about all the choices I had and all the opportunities I had, because there's a countless amount of things that goes on at this college. And a lot of students don't know about it. And I wish they did. I wish I did. I really wish I knew. Yeah?
This is a really open-ended question.
Uh-huh.
But do you think there's anything that, in your outlook and your perspective, that you see things a little bit differently because of your roots? That, you're talking with other people and think, wow, that's a really different perspective. I see it this way.
Yeah. There's a lot of the culture I grew up in was a lot of Indian culture. So it was really like sheltered and really, you know, like not very open-minded about stuff. And I'm not open-minded person. I'm very open-minded. I'm this person who wants to try all these things and do all these things and do things that are maybe not seen as, you know, familiar, that a lot of people have grown up with. And I think that's one of the biggest things, that I had this opportunity to see life in a different perspective. And I do value the fact that I see things differently from people here, because sometimes I think to back in my head, I'm like, wow, I never thought I would have done this or like been able to do this. And I like seeing the differences in the cultures. Like I can see like the little things, it's just the smallest things that just make me happy. You know, the way that people do things here and the way people do things there. And I think it's just an amazing thing to really understand, you know, that everywhere you go isn't the same. Like even Charlotte isn't going to be the same as here. Raleigh is not the same as here. Trinidad is not the same as here. And I think picking up a little piece of all the places you've been in is just truly amazing. You get to see a lot more diversity amongst people, and it's a beautiful thing.
Okay, next question. Who had the biggest influence on your life and why?
She might not like it, but I think it's definitely Miss Kim. Kimberly Lackey, my advisor, my mentor, my everything. She is amazing. I am so thankful that she reached out to me. I remember getting a call. I was home. My grandmother was like, the school is calling you. And I'm like, the school is calling me? She said, yeah, the school's calling you. So I was like, okay. I answered the phone, and it's Miss Kim. And she's like, I have an opportunity for you. I know she told you the story about me in this library, and I hate it. But she called me up, and she was like, I have an opportunity for you. You've got the credits now. You can come be a part of this. Why don't you come down to our retreat? I was like, yes, sign me up, put me down, I'm there. And I've been here ever since, and I've gotten introduced to things that I never thought was possible for me to do. You know, I got introduced to the ambassadors, I got introduced to work study, I've got introduced to trio, things that I never knew were on campus, and I wish I did. But yeah, she's just been the biggest, really the biggest influence I've had on my life.
She's a glutton for punishment because she has her work study. So.
I know, I put myself in this position willingly. Yeah.
You want to ask the last question? Oh, you got it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I haven't heard. What are your plans? What's your major? What's
Okay, I am doing my associate in arts right now. I'm planning to transfer. I don't know where to yet, but I want to get a bachelor's in philosophy with a minor in criminology or criminal justice. Ultimately, I haven't decided, but it's between being a lawyer and being a philosophy teacher. I would love to have the best of both worlds and be a lawyer, and my absolute end goal is to become a professor. I want to teach. I've really seen a part of me that I really love public speaking, as you can probably tell. I love like sharing information, and I think I really want to be a teacher, and I really want to be a professor, and hopefully it's either of law or philosophy, because those are my two passions. And yeah, I hope that.
in the United States?
Yes, I'm staying in the United
Well,
States.
I would highly recommend, once you do all those other things, you want to teach, come back to college.
I definitely would. I was talking to this. Sorry?
Make it the family tradition.
Yeah, I know, right? I have to keep it in the family. Yeah.
Shania, can I ask you one last pressing question?
Sure.
Before folks probably have to get to their 1 o'clock classes. If you could use only one word to describe yourself, what would it be?
Ambitious. I'm really ambitious. Sometimes it's one of my biggest faults, and it's one of my biggest strengths at the same time. Because sometimes I feel like I take on more than I should and could. But yeah, I think my ambition just drives me so much. I hate to say it, but I'm a very driven person. Like she said, if I set my mind to something, I get it done, you know, and I do it. And I think it's the best way to describe me is just ambitious. I'm sorry, Julius Caesar, but that's what I am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.